Hi, everybody. We're here with 2025 Hall of Fame inductee Dik Daso, who was ever present when I was in school here. He was in every play, he was in the choir, he was in the band, he was on the football field, doing these things. So it's great to see you again, by the way.
It is an honor to be back. This is tremendous.
Well, it's an honor for us to be able to see you go into the Hall of Fame with all you've done with your life and all the things you've accomplished. So let's go all the way back to growing up in Bay.
Yeah,
And some of the memories that you might have of Bay Village.
sure. Before that, I started in Westlake. I went to elementary school in
Well, we
Westlake.
won't hold that against you.
That's okay, but we moved to Bay in middle school, and then, of course, spent the rest of the time here before I went off to the academy and college. But my life really at Bay revolved around the band, the music program, all of that, and all of the things that I really gained as a person. I gained during the music program. There's a couple instructors that I think really impacted me too. But music was really everything. I started in the marching band. I was in all of the different level bands in the percussion section. Played everything pretty well. I mean, I wasn't really great at the drum set. John Schofield was our class drummer.
Well, back in those days, everybody had bands and everything. It was a big thing. After game dances.
Oh yeah, Schofield had the rock band, and that's important because that band played with one of our very special performances as choraleers when we were seniors.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was. Well, the band program was great, but it was the instructors who allowed us to do certain off-the-wall kind of things. Some of my favorite memories from band are Frank Pendergrass was our band director. I mean, Roland Hosmer was the band director. He was the band director.
Yeah.
But Frank Pendergrass was the guy who let us do what we were good at. And by the time I was a senior, I was writing music for the band. And our senior year, Frank let us play. We called it Inspiration 5, but it was a mini symphony for the senior band. And we played it our senior year, and it had, at the very end of it, it had a little touch of the Air Force song.
Are you kidding me?
No, I actually have a recording of it still to this day.
So you knew you were going at that
I did.
point?
I had been selected in January, and our final concert was in May.
Yeah.
And I left 2 weeks after we graduated from Bay and went into the service at Colorado Springs.
So you wove that in there.
I did. It was the kind of very end of the thing.
Off we go, right?
Yep, off we go.
That's great.
But he let us do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And later on in my life, as I did some teaching, I did 10 years of teaching at college.
Yep.
One at the academy and then another 8.5, 9 at the University of South Carolina. But one of the things I learned, not only from Frank, but from Chester Sedonic, who was my biology teacher, who let me do off the subject. He let me do an absolutely crazy honors project. I wanted to go into biology after I graduated, and I said, okay, I got this idea. I want to dissect a bird and show how it flies by putting it back together. And so he and I wrote a contract for this honors biology class where I would dissect a bird and put it back together. Well, we couldn't find, I was going to catch this thing.
I was going to say, where'd you get the bird?
And 2 weeks going into the semester, no bird. And he's asking me, okay, where's the bird? Well, I got a call from a family friend who had walked by the tennis courts up at, I think it was Clegg Road or somewhere, and they said, hey, there's a bird up here that looks like it ran into the fence and died. And so I hopped on my bike, I took a big trash bag. I had no idea what it was. So I get up there, and sure enough, there is a mallard duck. It's a full-grown mallard duck, and I grab it, put it in the bag, and the next day I walked into a biology lab, and Chet's in there, and I bring this mallard duck out of the bag, and he's howling. I said, where did that come from? I said, it looked like it broke its leg, it ran into this light pole. So we got it all dissected. It took us a week to go through the process of how to do it, put it in this little bucket with mealworms in it, get totally cleaned off all the bones, and started reassembling the skeleton. So by the end of the semester, we had made it probably 3/4 of the way, and we ran out of time. But the idea was, I was learning about life science,
Yeah,
and he let me do that. There was no other
That is really
person
cool.
who did it. But that's what I remember now. I remember an instructor who had the guts to let me just go and do what I learned about. I learned about the flight of birds,
Yeah.
which was amazing, and it probably had a little bit to do with my future career. But I mean, you don't find instructors like that, and I'm very lucky that Chester's going in the Hall of Fame too.
yeah, same time you are. How
And
great is
we've-
that?
We've gotten to spend some.
I'm gonna bring a duck to the ceremony tomorrow.
Oh no, I have a picture of it.
Oh, okay,
That's
good.
framed. That I'm going to have Patty deliver during the ceremony.